I want to watch Soy Pill video. He did a Charlie Kirk was racist video because a lot of these people want to keep acting like Charlie Kirk wasn't racist. He's out of context, blah, blah, blah. Soy Pill does very good video essays, and I want to see his take on it. It's not even that long, too. He's probably going to get straight to the point because typically he does. It was like seeing a raccoon out of its natural habitat.
Hey, it's me.
That's funny. Okay. Let's see. This only came out a few days ago. Took him a little minute. Oh, Human Being, you saw it? That's what's up. Yeah, I like Soy Pill, man.
Me, the Soy Pill. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, carry the 1. Yeah, it's been long enough. We can joke about Charlie Kirk now. No, but let me be completely honest and heartfelt here. I was joking about Charlie Kirk before we even knew if he would make it. The only reason this video didn't come out the day and heartfelt here. I was joking about Charlie Kirk before.
Imagine being that last person to talk to him who gets to post a liberal debater destroys Charlie Kirk. Oh, God. No. Oh, Lord. I think that was before he even got shot, though. Didn't he get shot on like the 13th or something? When did he pass? Oh, shit. He did post that when he got shot. He died on the 10th. Oh, shit. He posted that the day he got shot. He said before we knew if he was going to make it. Damn.
Before we even knew if he would make it. The only reason this video didn't come out the day he died is because I had to write it and record it. But why would others, or more importantly, me, a calm, kind,
Random, you watch a lot of the creators I watch. That's crazy.
empathetic guy.
So now that we know that you have the mental fortitude of a 5-year-old, can we just disregard like this fucking stupid fucking retard? Like,
make jokes about someone who had people saying this afterwards.
Charlie was fearless, he was not defensive, and there was no hate in his heart.
If that's
He was not defensive? What does that mean?
a question that needed answering, welcome to the internet, 4-year-old baby with an iPad. On your left is copious amounts of Japanese erotica, and on your right is the filing cabinet where we keep Stingray death jokes about Steve Irwin, one of the most wholesome people in entertainment history. But Charlie Kirk was no Steve Irwin. Sure, he was a hog whisperer in his own right, but there's a reason a lot of people didn't mourn, and instead joked or even celebrated his passing. So let's dive into this Charlie Kirk fellow, his life, his views, his methods, and what reactions are allowed under our new regime. Like most Americans, Charlie Kirk started his life modestly, as the son of wealthy Republican donor parents. He grew up on Rush Limbaugh Republican talk radio, and by 17 was already writing for Breitbart News. He tried to get into West Point and was rejected, dropped out of community college after 1 semester, and forever touted college as a waste of time for no related reason.
Not you drop out and then just be like, yeah, college is a scam. I would rather hear that from somebody that finished college. Get the fuck on.
And just like you and me, by the time he was 18, was connected to wealthy Republican Billy.
More money, more money, more money.
Oh, shit. Shout out to Albert Choice for the $25 super chat. Bro, you should have saw the Amazing Lucas video and live stream of Charlie Kirk. My man was relentless. I haven't seen that, but I seen Amazing Lucas straight up fucking not give a fuck about nothing. When he went on Piers Morgan, he was going in. And I generally see, like, he even got shirts making fun of Charlie Kirk. Amazing Lucas don't give a fuck. He be going in, but damn. W's for Albert in the chat for the $25 super chat. W's for Albert in the fucking chat. I need at least 25 of them. Appreciate you, big dog. But yeah, I didn't see him talk about him like close to when it happened. But I know right to this day, I think he got a shirt that says, did per capita save Charlie Kirk? I think that's what it said. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. It's so crazy. Like, he don't care. He do not care.
Millionaires who decided to fund
A human being at this point, I can't blame you.
His crusade in the form of his right-wing propaganda movement, TPUSA. And other than dying, this is the main reason anyone has heard of Charlie Kirk. Turning point events where he went to colleges, debated these students, and tried to spread his views far and wide. So let's look at some of his passionate views. Namely, his titular racism. Yep, we're jumping right into it this time, since I got a bunch of comments on the Matt Walsh video for leaving all his worst racism till the end.
Oh, I did.
Now, was Charlie Kirk a Klan member? No. He even kicked people out of TPUSA for being too racist. Like this employee who said, I hate black people. Like, fuck them all. I hate blacks. End of
Please don't clip this.
story. Or this guy.
What's your opinion on racism?
I'm actually racist.
Oh, if you're in Oklahoma, yeah, I don't know, human.
feel bad for the American Negro.
Only the
they do
American
have somewhat
ones.
of a plight after slavery, and so I do support reparations, but I also support remigration, sending them back.
Huh, I wonder why this keeps happening to TPUSA. But as far as we know, Charlie wasn't that bad.
I was just finna say, like, he put it, I was just finna say, I'm like, it's not that everybody in TPUSA is racist, but you do attract racists, though. Something you're doing is making the racists feel comfortable to be over there.
See, look, he's sitting next to a black guy. But
But what black guy? That's the gay conservative guy. They just said you can't be a part of us.
he was racist. In this famous clip, Charlie says that he gets nervous when he sees a black pilot.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Pretty cut and dry racism, right? Well,
Yep.
no. He says the only reason he thinks this is because of this DEI program from United. The implication being that United may have lowered standards in the name of diversity.
You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't
that's
have done
not
that
who I
before.
am. That's
No.
not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has
But
created.
And that's more reasonable. No one wants pilots who can't do their job. But wait, what was the program that he's talking about? Turns out the statement that Charlie is referencing is a push by United to have women of color admissions in their flight school. Unlike any sort of hiring quota, this is in line with countless other organizations that do similar outreach and promotion campaigns to appeal to women and minorities who are historically kept out of these fields. See, it turns out that even though Martin Luther King ended racism and then disappeared under mysterious circumstances, keeping large demographics out of fields for centuries doesn't just change overnight. And sometimes women are told their whole life that girls can't do math, despite their ability to do it well, and they need a little extra encouragement to pursue their
Percent of females in tech fields. Engineering is the lowest. And what's the highest? Psychology, of course. What's the second highest? Social sciences. There you go. Life sciences. Yeah. The more math heavy stuff, they're lower.
strengths in fields dominated by nerdy, socially awkward men who drool over the 10 smart girls in their class of 400 like a pit bull drools on a toddler dunked in honey. So is Charlie racist for looking at a black pilot and praying he knows what he's doing, or sexist if he does the same with a woman? Yes.
I don't want LaQuisha James, and she's just like, hi, ladies and gentlemen, pray for me.
But
it's like, come on, like people, like all the people that defend him, they probably don't either didn't hear that part or act like it don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like that. What was that part for? If it ain't about you, you could argue this like, oh, you know, you just want to be entertaining, but you're entertaining at whose cost? You know what I'm saying? And again, I said it before in one of my other videos. I forgot which one. I'm like, he's either extremely dishonest and knows the truth about the academy, or he's not willing to do the research to be factual in the information he presenting. Because these people keep pretending like DEI means let's get people of diverse backgrounds into our business or the job or organization or whatever that aren't qualified, so for the sake of them being different. When all it means is let's afford an opportunity for people of different backgrounds, period. Nobody's changing any any requirements or any of that.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he's just ignorant, and like any other ignorant people, now understands what the purpose of DEI is. You get it now, right, Charlie? Oh yeah. Now, did Charlie substantiate his worries with statistics on underperforming minority pilots?
Nope.
I hope he's
nobody has ever had any proof of DEI being anything anything negative coming from it, or people underperforming or costing lives or anything of the sort.
Not a Harvard-style affirmative action student that has points for, and he landed half of his flight simulator, trials.
No, he just made something up about half of them failing. Seeing as it's his job to substantiate his statements, maybe he could do a cursory Google search and find that there's no research justifying his fears.
Aviation crashes, they've gone down over time. What was that huge spike? Fatal injury. Is that maybe that's 9/11? Yeah. No. We didn't even get to. Oh. No, that wasn't even 9/11. Wait, am I tripping? No, that wasn't 9/11. Because that was 2001, right? What is that huge spike in the fatal injuries? It's like that's about like 7? Was there a big plane? What happened in 97? What was that? Jesus. 9/11 don't even have a spike like that. Like that's just so random. This huge spike in 97. Like what was happening? I'm really. How many people? There was a big Boeing flight in 96. It say it took 230 people. I mean, that's just one though. Yeah, it's the same one. 104. Huh. I don't know. It's just so random. You remember that? JFK. Oh, you knew it, Patrick. You knew. So maybe those two. That's just such a huge. But we in what? This like 27,000 people? Because this the year. This the thousands. So I guess in total in that year, it hit the thousands. Huh.
Or that flight is one of the most regulated things on the planet, and to even fathom that they would let someone be a pilot after failing half their flight simulations is so ridiculous that only someone with a predetermined position on race would say it. Okay, did
Patrick.
he acknowledge that he was judging current-day black pilots on a program for students?
It's just weird that, I mean, yes, there's probably a bunch of flights, but it's just weird that that's that huge spike in 1996 or 7, but 9/11 didn't even have a big spike. And wasn't there like 3,000 plus people? Unless that chart only counted the people that died in the planes. But shit, it was what? How many planes was it? 4? 3 or 4 planes? It was 4, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it 4 planes? I would think that would be, shit, I don't know. I need to find out what it said that was in like one, so I'm going to look that up.
Who aren't currently pilots.
Wait, hold on a second.
1.21.
Black pilots on a program for students who aren't currently pilots.
Wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
No. So he's judging someone based on the color of their skin, either based on complete ignorance or purposefully lying.
Exactly.
I don't know. It sounds like race.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like you're either lying or you're just trying to be racist, period. Patrick, I feel like it was 4. It was the 2 in the towers, the one that hit the other World Trade Center building, I forgot what number it was, and the one that crashed, if I'm not mistaken. That didn't hit the one that was supposed to go to the No, it was 5. It was the 2 towers, one that hit one of the other towers, one that hit the Pentagon, and then the one that crashed. So it was 5.
To me, but what does his frequent co-host Jack Prosobiec say? The man who posts Nazi dog whistles all the time.
This is an incident that actually happened. The pilot allowed his 15-year-old son and his 13-year-old daughter to take the controls and were flying the plane itself and literally flew the plane into a mountain in Russia and killed everyone on board.
Oh, he compared black and female pilots.
Wait, what?
They have
Jack Prosobiec say. The man who posts Nazi dog whistles all the time.
This is an incident that actually happened. The pilot allowed his 15-year-old son and his 13-year-old daughter to take the controls and were flying the plane itself and literally flew the plane into a mountain in Russia and killed everyone on board.
Oh, he compared black and
That's
female
crazy.
pilots to children. And he pushed back.
You know what's so funny about that? The pilot was 9 times out of 10 a white man. And he just literally tried to use an example of a pilot letting their child fly a plane and crash it to black people and women. A child. And the parent was probably a white male. Get the fuck out of here. Are there black people in Russia? Exactly. Like, what the? Well, to be fair, I didn't know if it was like they had to be from Russia. I don't know if the plane was flying into Russia, so maybe it wasn't Russian people necessarily, but who knows? But regardless, the pilot was probably a white man that did some stupid shit like that. Ain't no black person finna play like that. That'd be the thing. I forgot who I saw having that conversation. It was like, in my mind, you would think if you saw a black pilot, they're probably super qualified when you consider the fact that these people are rarely in that field. Like, if I seen somebody in a field that they're, what we do with, I mean, Yao Ming had problems, but what we do when we saw Yao Ming, damn, he an Asian, a tall Asian in the NBA, they good. And he was good, but he was all right. But his body just couldn't handle it. But I mean, Jeremy Lin was a little bit of a letdown. But you get what I'm saying. Your first thought should be when you see somebody that you don't usually see them in that place, your first mind usually is, wow, I don't usually see these people here. They must probably be exceptional, or just they can do the job just as good as anybody else and they just happen to get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see people in a field that I don't normally see them, my first brain is to think like, the motherfucker probably good as hell at what they do. You know what I'm saying? So, you think I had that with the other nigga? Why you going to talk about the other nigga Avengers? I didn't have a convo. I saw somebody make that argument, and I was like, that's kind of true when I thought about it. I forgot who I saw make the argument. Yeah, because that was in a live roster. Ohtani is the other. Yeah, TJ, didn't Ohtani just win MVP? Ohtani, it's not a lot of Asians in the fucking MLB. The one that is fucking exceptional. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know shit about baseball, but I know that man's name. So it's just like, what are we talking about? If I saw a black pilot, I'm like, oh, that motherfucker probably did they thing to get here. I'm not thinking like, oh God, DEI. Like, if I saw an Asian pilot, a female pilot, my first mind is not she can't do the job. My first mind is this person probably had to go above and beyond to be here because these people usually aren't here. I don't know, random. Maybe, I don't know. I swear I heard somebody make that argument. I just don't know.
There, Charlie? No. Well, this dovetails nicely into Charlie's comments about prominent black political figures. Charlie referred to...
Arian, don't let Watt see that.
Prominent black women like Michelle Obama, Joy Reid, Kamala Harris, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, saying,
if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were
if y'all ain't see my fucking video, I ain't got as much. Soy Pills is more in depth than mine, but for those that don't know, I have a video where I addressed this shit and broke it down. I think it was called it was a Stevie Knight video before Abba and Preach. That's on like people be like, you just jumping on the train. No, I was talking about Stevie Knight before Abba and Preach. I think it was called I was debunking him. I forgot what the title of the video was. I broke it down. He all four of these women are extremely accomplished, and he said they don't have the brain processing power, and they took these positions from white people. Why did you pick four accomplished black people and say they're not good? You can disagree with them all you want, but don't say they don't deserve their position. What the fuck are we talking about, bro?
affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. I'm only here like because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain.
Right, human being. It's worse with the context.
Processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
Affirmative action.
Bro, he didn't play the part where he said you had to take the job from an accomplished white person or something along those lines.
You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
Regardless of whether or not you think it's currently justified, was meant to rectify past injustices for people like Jackson, someone who was born 6 years after the end of segregation and 4 years before women were allowed to have a...
Right, Larry, did you see how he put, why did he say it like that? It's like, why did you say it like that?
Card. Now, maybe Charlie didn't like these black women just because of their politics. I hate Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell, but never once when I criticize them do I say, hey, fuck you, Colin Powell. You lied us into the Iraq War and got hundreds of thousands of innocent people killed. And furthermore, you stole that position from a more qualified white guy.
Exactly. Why? I don't know why Soy Pill didn't play that part where he said you took it from a white person. Exactly. It's like you can criticize people for their political stance. Why are you picking 4 black women that are extremely educated and saying they took it from a white person? What? That's insane, and it's nothing but racist.
I'd better and gotten more people killed. That's because Colin Powell has several degrees and years of experience, and not once did it cross my mind that he's only there because he's black, because I'm not a racist. And just in case you had any doubt, here's all of those people's qualifications.
I did that same shit in my video. I put all their qualifications. First of all, he ain't even got them all. I put more in it. I put more than this. Wait, under Kamala, he put Dick Cheney apologist. I'm dead. I'm dead. For those that don't know, when Dick Cheney passed, Kamala made a tweet basically saying like, "R.I.P. He was and just complimented him." And I think Kyle Kalinske went under there. He was like, "You don't have to do this." It's like, bro, you didn't have to do that shit. I like Kamala, but you didn't have to do that. You could have just said, "R.I.P. Dick Cheney. My thoughts and prayers is going out to his family." You ran the campaign with his daughter. You know, my heart goes out to y'all. But she like praised him. It was like, come on, bro, stop, Kamala. We trying to help you out here. That ain't gonna help. This is hilarious though. Putting Dick Cheney apologist is one of her accomplishments. My stomach hurts. Oh, God. Okay.
That are being ignored by a dipshit college dropout. It's like that only thing that Martin Luther King said that Republicans will quote: "Judge someone by the content of their character and not the color of their skin." Right, Charlie?
Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. As we note in the piece, Kirk has previously described Kirk as a hero and a civil rights icon. It's true. I used to be wrong.
You know what? I gotta
Somebody
give
used to be wrong. Goddamn.
props here. At least he's being consistent. All those other Republicans pretend to lionize MLK, but at least Charlie realizes that MLK would have hated the current day Republican Party and everything they stand for, speaking his true beliefs instead of using MLK as a prop. Oh, wait, actually, TPUSA did do that.
Damn, they use MLK what is this, a baseball card? What is that? A blanket? What is that? Fam, TPUSA sold MLK stuff, bro? What?
Because they used to sell MLK shirts and stickers. There's no
Wow. Oh, it's a sticker. Wow.
no need to look at this deeply. Charlie finally decided to read past that one quote and realized that MLK would have supported DEI and socialism, so he doesn't like him. And this isn't really racist on its face. He's actually judging MLK's views. But one of those views is his support of the Civil Rights Act.
And Kirk's self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true.
Yeah, so Charlie often said that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake because it led to things that he doesn't like today, like affirmative action and DEI.
MLK, in my personal opinion, and based on every objective analysis, he actually gave us more race focus and less emphasis on character and conduct.
See, that's the, like, I saw Tom was in a debate where he talked about this. He's pulling a Mott and Bailey, where people, first of all, people are defending it for him, where he makes this strong-ass claim. Is like, yeah, we shouldn't have had civil rights because now people are focused on race. When actually, that's you could say it came from civil rights, but that's not what it was based on. He's like, now we're focused on race and sex and not merit and character. You make this claim that civil rights shouldn't have happened when you're really just saying you feel like things have come from it that you're not in favor of. Those are two totally different things. You don't even have to bring up civil rights to say, like, I feel like, you know, in recent years we've had too much of a focus on racial equality versus meritocracy or something like that. But don't sit here and say the Civil Rights Act was a mistake when we all know what the Civil Rights Act was meant for. Equal opportunity for everybody of every kind of race and background. And you're saying that was a mistake when that's what his goal was. But you saying the after effects is the problem? Bro, stop it. You need to stop it. That's like saying I don't like social media. The technology shouldn't have ever became a thing. Technology shouldn't be a thing, which led to cars or better, safer cars, fucking internet, phone. You can have internet without social media. Phones, cell phones, I should say, regular phones, goddammit, computers, just to do math without having to have a calculator or pen and paper at all times. Don't say you hate technology if you just don't like what social media has become. That's what you say. You don't say you hate technology because you don't like social media. That's what he was doing with this civil rights argument.
His core driving philosophy was not about a color.
Damn, you said something they ain't post, DL?
And society. That is a line in one of his speeches. He would actually be closer to a race Marxist, almost akin to a DEI type philosopher if you go deep into his writings, especially later in his life.
But you know what I'd do if I thought the Civil Rights Act led to downstream effects that I didn't like? I would say, hey, I don't like those downstream effects. Let's change those. Not the legislation that ended segregation was a mistake.
Yes. Once a week we talk about why the Civil Rights Act
was
crazy,
It's like me complaining that anime exists by saying that rebuilding Japan was a mistake, but we should have dropped more bombs. So yeah, these are some of the bigger examples of Charlie's racism, and we can casually throw in forcing his employees to go to work on a federal holiday.
Yeah, today all of our Turning Point USA staff will be working. We will not be taking off for the federal holiday. Like, bro, you're going out of your way to shit on black people. Like, I remember that. I don't know if y'all saw it. If I find it, I'll post it in this clip when I post the VOD. If I find it, he literally made a video on Twitter. He looked mad as fuck in the car. He was like, today is not a holiday. I'll be going to work like it's another day. And you should too. Some shit like that. Like, bro, just shut the fuck up and take the day off or go to work if you want to go to work. Why are you making first of all, I didn't know he made a post like this too. He made the little video. I don't know if I have it. I hope I find it. The man made a video. It's a regular holiday. It's just another day. We're not going to work. I mean, I'm going to work and you should too. It was like, bro, I don't care about it. Give me these days off, bro. I don't care. Make White Liberation Day. It don't exist, but give it to me. I don't care. LGBTQ observance. Give it to me. I don't care. Russian liberation. Give it to me. Give me the day off. The day we get a real fucking border bill and immigration is smoother, Immigration Day. Give me that shit. Give me as many days off that I fucking can get. I don't care what it is. Why we ain't got Valentine's Day off? Let us spend our time with our loved ones. God damn it. Give me Valentine's Day off. Christmas Eve need to be a national holiday just with Christmas. God damn it. I'll be going to work on Kirk Day too. God.
Because it's one that celebrates black liberation, confusing a Sikh person for Muslim in his Islamophobic rant, a thing you do if you're only judging them on the color of their skin, or saying that Zohran Mamdani getting elected is...
Yes, I'll take KKK Day off. No, wait, Elmer. I'm joking. I will have to think about that. I will have to think about it. But granted, if I can't go to work, I can't go to work. But Charlie Kirk making a video be like, yes, I'm mandating everybody to come to work even though it's a federal holiday. It's just like, bro, that was a good one, Elmer. That was a good one. I don't know. I had to think about it. If I had the choice, I would have to think about it. I don't know. If it's paid, yes. I guess if it's paid. Oh, shit. I'll do some extra. Yeah, I'll take that day and do some extra black shit. That's what I would do. I would do some extra black shit on KKK Day.
Akin to the 9/11 attacks, and basically everything else he said about Muslims. And for all you guys saying that Islamophobia isn't racism, sure, technically, but show me the Republican rant about Albanian Muslims, and then I'll believe you. Before we move on,
that's a fact. That's what I was like, technically.
I want to talk about women for a second. You may think I'm
making this video long.
Going to bring up that clip where he says women should be forced to carry their rapist's baby. But you know what? I again respect that take from him. And not because I agree. Obviously, abortion restrictions put women in danger and are horrible and have made the strip club way more expensive for me. But at least he has the intellectual consistency to say what other Republicans won't.
Yes, I said the same thing. That's why when I did my video, I was debunking Stevie about his defense of Kirk, and I was like, I'm not going to sit here and argue Charlie out of saying that he would make his daughter carry a child because he's consistent with his stance. So there's no point in trying to argue it because at least he's consistent where, like he said, most other Republicans that are anti-abortion will just not make their child go through that if he did it. But Charlie is the one that actually bit that bullet.
If you think abortion after millisecond 0 is murder, then why would it be okay to murder a baby just because the father was a bad person? All the Republicans who make exceptions are saying, well, it's okay to kill babies sometimes if the mother is upset enough. Also, please support my campaign to free Casey Anthony. No, Charlie's view on women that I want to highlight are these.
This is something that I hope will make Taylor Swift more conservative. Reject feminism.
This was so pathetic.
Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge. Interestingly,
that was so pathetic.
I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree. And no, seriously, just be clear that's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie.
For those that don't know, MRS degree is something he used to be a missus. You go to college to find a husband and become a missus.
To yourself, I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here. And that's okay. You will find a husband.
Ultimately, Charlie advocated for a world where women are subjugated by men, abandon any freedom and independence, and are as educated as he is. Now, maybe that's because he spent his life around Republican women, including his wife, but at the very least, he should have judged them like me, as equally valid and moronic as the rest of the party. But seeing his wife in a position of power as the TP USA CEO must have Charlie rolling in his grave. Luckily, as per
the spinning
his philosophy, one brave man just needs to marry her and she'll submit to his will.
Why Trump had to make this face when he hugged her, bro? Like, he do so much creep shit. It's just so hard to ignore at a certain point. Like, come on. Look at his face. There's no, even, I know it's just a picture, and a picture is different than real time sometimes when you're not posing for a photo and it was really a video. There's no situation where she's holding you crying and you biting your lip. Like, I think he felt like he was the man right then. Ugh, I fucking can't stand this piece of shit. Oh my God.
So he can tell her to make TP USA progressive. I think I have the perfect volunteer. Let's talk about Ezra Klein. Oh, you thought this was a exclusively shit on right-wingers video? Well, what would a left
Ezra blew me too about Charlie Kirk. Trump dirty macking. No, he ain't dirty macking, he dirt macking.
Stance be?
I'm sorry. I should have said that.
Without some left-wing infighting. I'm not an Ezra Klein hater by any means. I actually liked Abundance and a good deal of his liberal takes. But his Charlie Kirk stance was not one of his good ones. Clearly, we've seen that Charlie had some pretty abhorrent views on some of the most mistreated non-gamer demographics.
Charlie made a tweet in 2022. Notice who is marching in the streets. Single, unmarried, mostly white, college-educated women. Frankly, it's foolish to call conservatives racist who we actually can't stand are angry liberal white women
in our country. Charlie didn't have disagreements on how taxes should work, but rather open contempt and ill
human being. You gotta send that. What the fuck? You have to send me that.
Will towards millions of people. So what does Ezra say about this? Well, he wrote a piece in the New York Times called Charlie Kirk was practicing politics the right way. Kirk
was such a fucking, oh no, he was not.
Practicing politics in exactly the right way. He was showing up to campuses and talking with anyone who would talk to him. Ezra contrasts this with a bunch of examples of horrible political violence to show what the wrong way is. Essentially giving Charlie brownie points for not throwing Molotov cocktails at people. It's a pretty low bar there, Ezra, especially considering Charlie bussed people to the January 6th events and continued to support the president after his attempted steal of the election. But I don't know, maybe Ezra's not a journalist who needs to keep track of these things. But let's actually...
Yeah, I don't like Ezra when he said that. It's like, don't do that, bro. Like, I know you don't want to be disrespectful, but Charlie Kirk was so disingenuous as a debater. It was like, yeah, I could sit down and talk to people I disagree with, but he was so fucking dishonest. Steven Crowder's probably worse, but Charlie Kirk was so dishonest in his debating.
Look at the low bar that Ezra...
One day we might go over Charlie Kirk's debate night episodes. Mind you, he only has like fucking 8 of them because he always got shitted on because he cannot debate competent people. This is what happened, I think. Charlie Kirk had a segment on TP on his channel that was called Debate Night, where he debated competent people. He debated people that were well educated in their field or well experienced in their field or whatever it may be. And he almost always lost. He almost always lost. Like, he never looked good against the people he debated that were competent. So I think because he never looked good in these debates, he started doing his college tour shit. And that's when he started to look good. But come to find out, he got people telling him what the person gonna come debate him on. He doesn't, when people that are competent that are there want to debate, he doesn't let them. Like, he denied debating Dean and Parker when they tried to debate him after Jubilee. And it's just like, when people can debate, he doesn't want to. That's why you think he never saw somebody like Destiny? Why you think he never talked to, like, I might be getting ahead of myself. I don't think he's talked to Sam Cedar. You know, it's just a lot of people he avoided, and it's just so obvious that he just was not a competent debater.
He was showing up to campuses and talking with anyone who would talk to him. I don't know how Ezra hasn't caught on to this gimmick that has been happening for a decade, but let's talk about these Republican pundit debate tactics. I don't like the narrative that college kids aren't smart. Most of them are smarter than any of these Republican pundits, but these debates aren't a battle of wits.
Yes, debate is a skill.
They're a battle of rhetoric, and college kids usually aren't prepared for that. It's not your idea versus my idea. It's, how can I make you look as wrong as possible and then clip that for propaganda. This is what Charlie did, and that's why anyone under the age of 25 knows who he was. Reels, TikToks, and clips meant to exclusively make Charlie look good. When he loses debates, he just lies in the title about his opponent and
Charlie leaves Cambridge feminists resorting to insults. Ha! Yes, because that's one of the most famous ones where he looked like a dumbass. That's, yeah, and like he just said, he lies in the title. I don't know why he would even post that. Tilly fucked him up. Tilly made him look so stupid. She had a quick responses to everything. I don't even think she insulted him. She just had comebacks for when he was getting sassy. He was getting sassy with her, and she just had a retort right back with him. And he didn't like it.
Insulting him, which never happened, unless you count being made to look like a moron an insult.
What would your example?
There you go.
I have 50.
There we go.
A single Christian country that you would say mistreats women, right?
America.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We had a female woman vice president.
Watch this.
We had a female vice president, a female speaker of the House. Women earn more than men in America.
In Rwanda, female representation in government supersedes the UK by quite a lot. Did women get treated better in Rwanda?
Okay,
He also took down...
Y'all heard that? Okay, y'all heard that?
Okay, by quite a lot. Did women get treated better in Rwanda?
The video volume low? Oh, Bandito, you already know.
Okay,
supersedes the UK by quite a lot. Did women get treated better in Rwanda?
Okay,
He also took...
Okay, Tilly fucked him up.
Down the clip of him losing a debate to a Republican vegan. Crowder took down his debate of losing to a socialist, and Knowles, to my knowledge, never aired the after show that I went on, presumably because I made him look dumb. Because they don't care.
Yeah, they don't post when they ills.
Care about letting the best ideas win.
Yeah, PTJ, you saw it too? Yeah.
The environment to ensure that their ideas look the best. It's not the
Tilly was so on point. It was just so good. She, like, everything he said was a good response. Every single thing, she was ready for him. It was like she had it like she read the whole book of Charlie Kirk.
Marketplace of ideas. It's like if Walmart put a black bag on your head and walked you into a specific aisle and then said, this is the only fruit we have. All the other fruit is rotten. Don't go check and see if the other fruit is rotten. Just take my word for it. And no, Ezra, he wasn't talking to anyone who would talk to him. He blacklisted the Unfuck America tour from attending his events.
Turning point.
Yes, as somebody I saw this in real time. So I'm a part of Unfuck America, but I didn't go to the TPUSA event that this happened. Almost everybody that was going, had a ticket. One by one, they was sending their screenshots like, Charlie canceled my ticket. Charlie canceled my ticket. Charlie canceled my ticket. He canceled everybody's ticket because once they found out who was part of Unfuck America that was going to be there. And the intent was never to come disrupt the event, but it was to debate him, which is what you would think that's supposed to happen at these events. They was there to just debate him, and he canceled all their tickets.
Just canceled all of UNF America's credentials, and now they're trying to sneak in Destiny so he can debate inside here.
Because when rhetorically practiced people talk to him, they make him.
And that's the biggest thing. Charlie Kirk should have been debated Destiny. It's the reason he didn't do it.
Looks stupid.
The Senate is technically DEI in a certain sense for like small states.
Is the Electoral College and the Senate based on race?
It's predicated off of diversity.
And Charlie Kirk probably did this Jubilee because he thought that I'm used to college kids, and he wasn't ready for fucking Parker.
Equity and inclusion.
So your argument is that the U.S. Senate is a DEI? I gotta be honest, I've never heard that argument. I think it's a little silly. But
how is it silly? Argue against it instead of just saying it's silly.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a single instance in corporate America where DEI is implemented where diversity means anything other than skin color diversity?
Diversity.
No, it's not about viewpoint.
Women.
What? Fine. How about?
Did you do what? Y'all see the stutter come out? That's the problem. He has talking points so much. As somebody, I'm not a debater, but I've debated. But when I feel like somebody has a good retort, I'm not just ready to speak. I will literally, I mean, yes, it may be uncomfortable because you don't want to look bad, especially when you're in a position like his. But if somebody has a good retort, you don't have to just spit out something immediately. Take time and process it and think about what they said. You will never see me going like, no. If somebody has a retort to me that's I need to think about, I'm going to be quiet for a second and respond. Yes, it can be awkward and it doesn't feel good, but you don't just, come on, bro.
Skin color diversity.
Diversity.
No, it's not about viewpoint.
Women.
What? Fine. How about Trump?
What? Did he just change the goalpost?
Diversity.
No, it's not about viewpoint.
Women.
What? Fine. How about chromosome or diversity or skin color?
So
chromosome.
Skin color, there's gender. You have to move the goalpost a little bit because you got destroyed there.
So yeah, if this is politics the right way, only because it's not violent, congratulations, Charlie, you didn't punch anyone. But I think we should have higher standards than being a total propagandist who will lie, omit, and obfuscate.
But is that even a widow's peak, bro? Or is that just like the stupid way he tried to style his hair?
To spread their message.
Wait. Charlie lied about this story multiple times to promote his anti-DEI bullshit. Conspiracy theory and called universities islands of totalitarianism in a 2015 speech at the Liberty Forum of Silicon Valley. Kirk said he had applied for nomination to the U.S. Military Academy in West Point, New York, and was not accepted. He said that the slot he considered his went to a far less qualified candidate of a different gender and a different persuasion, whose test scores he claimed he knew. He told the New York, that sounds like bullshit. He told the New Yorker in 2017 that he was being sarcastic when he said it. What the fuck? How you going to be sarcastic about something like that? He told the Chicago Tribune in 2018 that he was just repeating something he'd been told while at New Hampshire Turning Point event featuring Rand Paul in 2019, claiming he never said it. Wow. He told 3 different things about this fucking story. That's bullshit from jump.
Regardless of what that message is. But on the note of his message, let's talk about political violence and whether or not calling Charlie a fascist incited it. Because people are blaming his death on the rhetoric from the left.
Fascist regime. Look, are they a threat to democracy? Yes.
So how did America confront fascism in World War II? We went to war.
Actually, Jesse, we kind of ignored it for 6 years and then tepidly supported our allies for another 2 before a completely different country forced us into the war. Now, ignoring the fact that the right wing calls the left fascists all the time.
Destroy our Second Amendment, attack the right to life, and replace American freedom with left-wing fascism. Left wing, we're going left wing all the way.
Fascism.
They are fascists.
And the fact that fascism.
And he said that was his first run. Oh, no, second run. That was his second run where he lost.
Isn't a light switch between democracy and 1944 Germany, so calling someone fascist doesn't justify D-daying them. Is it even accurate to call Charlie Kirk a fascist? I think the more important question is, does it even matter? We could go through the tenets of fascism and meticulously explain how Charlie matches up with them, but ultimately it feels a little fruitless. Because every time I try to define fascism, someone always jumps out of the woodwork and points out that Charlie wasn't literally Joseph Goebbels, so my definition is wrong.
And that's so annoying. They be like, well, if you're not Hitler, you're not fascist. Like, damn, y'all don't understand gradients and scales and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like how extremism is. Like, you can be something and not be the epitome of it. Like the last level boss of fucking fascism, bro. God damn.
Does it matter that he supported all of Trump's authoritarian power grabs and attempts to overturn democracy, that he frequently called for a Christian theocracy?
Again, there is no separation of church and state. It's a fabric.
Now, see, how you just say that? How, as an American, there is no separation of church and state. As an American, how do you just say that shit? Dead ass, like unironically.
That he frequently called for a Christian theocracy.
Again, there is no separation of church and state. It's a fabrication. It's a fiction. It's not in the Constitution. It's made up by secular.
Okay, to be fair, it's not in the Constitution. It's not in this Constitution. Those words aren't in the Constitution. But we explicitly know that they wanted to make this country to have freedom of religion. That's what we do know. You have the freedom of religion.
Humanists. Of course, we should have church and state mixed together.
That he was
Look,
vehemently...
see, this nigga, oh boy.
anti-intellectual or idealized a mythical American past, that he opposed legal immigration and promoted the racist American past, that he opposed legal immigration.
America does not need more visas for people from India. Perhaps no form of legal immigration has so displaced American workers as those from India. Enough already. We're full. Let's finally put our own people first. Well, you see what Trump said the other day.
And promoted the racist Great Replacement theory.
The Great Replacement strategy, which is well underway every single day on our southern border, is a strategy to replace white rural America with something different.
People are going to attack me just for saying he's racist, which I think is demonstrably true. But since he's not as racist as someone else, now it's my fault for using words correctly.
Yes,
if I call
thank
David
you.
Duke or Nick Fuentes racist, which they objectively are, I'm not calling for them to be attacked. So it's irrelevant whether or not my analysis of Charlie's
Fascism
is accurate. Of course, Charlie Kirk isn't Joseph Goebbels. That's Stephen Miller. That said, I'm not
That's Stephen Miller. Facts. That's Stephen Miller, right? He got that title.
going to refrain from accurately describing someone's politics just in case some crazy person decides to reenact a bot-filled TF2 lobby. And it looks especially inane when you see the way Republicans were calling for civil war after the Charlie incident.
The left is losing the battle of ideas. Violence is a last resort. They're trying to silence us.
Hey, buddy, I want you to shut the fuck up, but I'm not going to hurt you to make it happen. Because if there's one thing in that article that I did agree with Ezra Klein on, it was that political violence is a virus and shouldn't be normalized. That said, while I think celebrating or encouraging more political violence is bad, it's okay to be happy that bad people are gone. As we've seen, Charlie spread some of the worst ideas to millions of people. He is responsible for making the country worse for all of the aforementioned groups. So when leftists or trans people or black people or women or anyone who had to listen to this guy or his fans or deal with the legislation that he helped pass celebrate when he's not doing it anymore.
Oh, not a Kirkification picture.
Or, yeah, I get it. If you had a bully who made your life worse in every way, and he was killed by a drunk driver, that doesn't make drunk driving okay, but you don't have to pretend to be sad that your bully is gone. You're even allowed to be happy.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Oh, I seen this.
I do the exact same thing. Would you be glad if I would die?
Maybe.
Your friend just said she'd be happy if I died.
And God forbid.
I fucking love that clip, bro. Yo, I love that clip. I saw it. So I'm glad that he's dead. He's like, you're glad he's dead? Yeah. He'd be glad if I died? Maybe.
Allowed to be happy.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
I do the exact same thing. Would you be glad if I would die?
Maybe.
Your friend just said she'd be happy if I died.
And God forbid.
She just laughed in her face. Oh, God. I love that clip, bro. TJ, hey, I was dead in that shit, bro. I was legit. I couldn't. That shit was fun. I didn't even expect to laugh at that shit because I was like, this shit looks stupid. I ain't gonna laugh at this, but it was funny.
People joke about it, like the right hasn't been spamming George Floyd memes for 5 years, or Trayvon Martin, or Paul Pelosi, or trans people, etc., etc. What you shouldn't be happy about is political violence. The reason political violence is bad
I thought you was in here already.
Where people don't believe in democracy as an institution, and where violence is the
honest,
only
right?
meaningful form of communication. Who cares about voting if your preferred candidate might die in office? Who cares about the marketplace of ideas if the marketplace is as dangerous as an American school on the same day that Charlie Kirk was shot? You shouldn't want to live in a world where opinions are expressed through violence, because no one is insulated from the consequences, and we may as well not have politics at that point. This killing did nothing for the anti-Charlie Kirk movement, in part because it helped radicalize the very people that Charlie supported. They tried to use it to take gun rights away from trans people and to pass intrusive hate speech laws, but it also did nothing because Charlie Kirk was not uniquely interesting.
Human being,
Rather,
come on, man.
was shockingly mediocre. Sure, he was successful, but what makes him better than any other billionaire-funded Republican pundit? They're already trying to replace him with Brylan Hollyhan.
Oh, well, that was a fail.
And other than having a name like a gay British duke, I don't think he's much different. I was going to include a section comparing right-wing incitement of violence to left-wing incitement and how the right is overblowing things in comparison. But by the time I finished writing, no one's really talking about Charlie Kirk anymore. He came and went like a fart.
Except this man right here. this man right here, he's definitely still talking about Charlie Kirk. At least Soy Pill is being informative, and he's not just fucking crying. But this man right here, he's still talking about Charlie Kirk.
In a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament room. Powerful and moving for a moment, but ultimately inconsequential. The right.
I just want y'all to know that picture just came up on accident. It was just so fucking perfect for me to do that. I hit my space bar and that came up with whatever button I hit on accident, but it was perfect.
Was wrong. This killing didn't create a million more Charlie Kirks. There's always been a million more, and there always will be, because it doesn't take a lot of talent to get up in front of a camera and say dumb
I could
shit.
care less.
I should know. Some people make
why
it
did
to
I
the
just
top
do that?
and kick the ladder away.
I could care less.
Well, I make it slightly above the bottom and extend as many ladders as possible with my segment, Oops, All Ladders. Today's ladder is Thomas Skeen.
That was good, Soy Pill. That was fast, but it was good nonetheless.